today's topic is going to be about time management, and it's going to be fairly general because I just want to cover the concepts or the excuses why people tend to find they don't have enough time to work on their online business. Now, I know many of you may well have a full-time job, and it may or may not be appropriate for you to leave that full-time job. It may not even be possible for you to leave that full-time job right now. So, how do you overcome the problem of finding enough hours of the day to work on your business while managing all of the other commitments? And I'm going to start by giving you an overview of how I personally did it, and then kind of give some ideas because, like, not everybody is going to be able to do the same as I did. Each person is going to have their own set of circumstances and set of challenges to overcome. And so, in my personal case, I had a wife, have a wife and a daughter, and so we were trying to pay bills and, you know, kind of manage family life at the same time. Now, the first thing that made everything possible was my wife's support in helping manage our daughter. So she would take a lot of the domestic role duty and free up my time to focus much more on the business while I wasn't working, which I was at that time as a therapist. Now, the thing that really made the difference for us was the decision to actually relocate to Thailand, because what that did was enable us to live for a period of time on our savings. So again, it was the decision was quite dramatic, but if you want dramatic results, then sometimes dramatic action is needed. So we chose Thailand because Thailand is a generally pretty safe place to live. It's got excellent internet connection, and of course, the cost of living is very low. This meant that we were able to sell a lot of what we owned, take our savings, and relocate there for an indefinite period of time so that we could actually work on expanding our business and building our business. We could use the money that we collected to invest in additional help, as well as cover our living costs so that we're able to focus full time. And for those of you who are concerned with children, it's very safe for children, and there's some excellent international schools out there that are very affordable. And so that was one option that we decided to take. Now, for other people, and for us even before then, another thing that is just the easiest thing in the world that you can do, yet most people have the most resistance to, and that's simply just throw away the TV. Um, Now, I can feel several of you out there kind of just going, "That's not possible. You don't understand." Um, I'm sorry, but like the amount of time that people spend in front of the TV, if they just relocated themselves and put themselves in front of their computer, then they would actually find the time to spend a lot more time working on their business. Now, I do things like I never watch the news. I have no idea what's going on in the world, and I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. Like there's a lot of things in the world that I won't be able to change, and most of the news that's reported is just a small, tiny, insignificant amount of what's really happening in this world, um, and is usually just a very biased view when it's being reported. So, I mean, how informed are you really when you watch the news? I would suggest not as informed as you may feel. And therefore, if you took that time, as well as the countless soap operas and drama series, etc., out there, um, and just spent that time working on your business, you would find that you can make a dramatic difference. Now, we do have a TV, but it's not plugged into an aerial, so we're not able to watch the normal broadcasting. We don't have Sky or any of the other kind of channels. We do have a DVD player, and that gives me the ability to watch a movie when I just want to sit down and relax. But it also limits the amount of time that I'm going to be distracted for. I can only watch a movie. It's an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then it's finished. So I can get back to my work. And for me, that was a very good because I know I don't have the self-discipline. If we had an aerial in there, I would watch TV. I know I don't have that level of self-discipline, so I just had to discipline myself in a more severe way by just simply kind of disconnecting the aerial, and now it's not an option. So that might work for several of you. Now, weekends, obviously, you may have family commitments, etc. Now, what you need to do is to simply be able to allocate a block of time where you're undisturbed. We had an agreement between my wife and daughter that basically when I'm in the office, I'm working, and therefore I'm not to be disturbed. And when I'm out of the office, then I'm with them and I'm not working. And that way we kind of keep it very much clearer, and it works better for both sides. And because every time you're distracted, every time you get an interruption, then it sets you back in the amount of focus. So if you want to be more productive for the hours that you're actually working, then simply removing distractions. So things like I disconnect my phone. I don't check the email so much, and as I say, nobody's allowed to interrupt me when I'm working. So that works very well for us. For other people, I know they've just had to do things like become quite extreme and work late into the night, just reduce the amount of hours they spend socializing, the amount of time that they spend with their family. That some people are, and I won't mention any names here, but many of the top gurus that you see out there have made some serious sacrifices to get where they are. Now, some of them are much more extreme than I would say is possibly necessary, but the point is simply that none of them got there without making some kind of sacrifice. So what you need to do is just look at your daily routine, your weekly routine, and decide what it is that you're willing to give up in exchange for spending time working on your business. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, then I can almost tell you straight away now, you may as well just give up spending any more money on building your online business. Because in all honesty, I know a lot of very successful online marketers, and none of them got to where they are today without making some type of sacrifice. Now, it doesn't mean you have to spend a full-time 40, 60, 80 hours a week working on the online business to start generating money online. You don't. However, you do need to be looking at spending at least, I would say, 15 to 20 hours a week just to kind of get a good grounding and get things rolling and get some momentum. Now, another way, of course, is to expand your team. And the more people you have working on your team, then of course the more that can get done with the less work from your side. So if you have money to invest, then you may well want to invest in some staff. If you don't have money, then we'll talk about other ways to build your teams in another post. But it's really important that you look at what needs to be done in your business and essentially decide who is going to do it and when they're going to do it. I will talk a lot more in future blog posts about other ways to kind of manage your time better and to, become more systematized. But for the moment, I just want you to consider how many hours you're spending on your business and what you can do to either make those hours more effective or how to increase the number of hours that you're currently working, and hopefully a combination of both. So that's it for now. I wish you every luck.